Okay, today we are going to discuss chaplain etiquette, how to act while on duty. Why are we doing that? Because the only complaints we have ever had at the Rogue Valley Chaplains Association have to do with chaplain etiquette. In about 9 years of doing this under the Rogue Valley Chaplains Association, those are the complaints that we had. Nothing to do with our eagerness to serve or anything else, or has more to do with etiquette. And we need to have these guidelines set up so that we all understand what is expected of us. So we're going to make this real simple. 3 points that we're going to cover under what is, the etiquette, and we'll see those in a minute here. So etiquette itself is the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular professional group. So we need to have that understanding in our chaplain's ministry. And we need to portray that understanding on duty as we serve the agencies and the community. So proper chaplain etiquette would include look professional, how to look professional, making sure we're that way, not focusing or on ourselves, and think carefully before you speak. So look professional, don't focus on yourself, think carefully before you speak. Those are the three areas we're going to cover. In the area of being professional, looking professional, we need to dress appropriate and clean. So we have a standard operating guideline or SOG of it shows how we should dress. We give a polo out to every public safety chaplain with their name on it, with the logo on it. You have your ID. Those are for a reason. These are not things that we just give you to keep in a drawer or shelf somewhere. These are things we need to wear when we go on scene. And we also encourage, tactical pants, maybe tactical shoes of some sort. And these are all different price ranges. Like, when you look them up, you can go from anywhere on the shoes from $50, $60 to $150, $200. And so we're not asking that you spend a ton of money. We're just asking that you look professional and appropriate for what we're doing. And we want to look clean. We want to make sure our clothes are clean. They don't have to be pressed, but they can't look like we just drug them out of the dryer, all wrinkled up, and or we rolled around in bed with them, and we were waiting on duty. We went to bed in our uniform and then got up and ran out there. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but sometimes I've seen inappropriate dress, and I just will make sure that we all have an understanding. We're working with professional agencies that look for us to be appropriate in the way we dress. In fact, most agencies would really want us to look pretty much like they do. And so we do have our uniform. Some agencies may give you their uniform to wear. Whichever one you put on, make sure you look appropriate and make sure you're clean. Don't offend with your hygiene. You get up at 2 in the morning and you've been sleeping for several hours, and now you've got, morning breath. Don't go out to a call with morning breath. Either brush your teeth real quick or do that, and maybe have some kind of mints you put in your mouth, whatever it takes to fix the problem. Make sure that you understand it. If you drink a lot of coffee, have some mints, whatever. I carry all kinds of different peppermints, especially little beadlets of peppermint oil that will make your mouth smell like a peppermint factory. That's great. That way you won't offend someone by how you smell, but you'll be able to, sometimes we are there, we're serving, we're giving the right message, but people don't want to be around us because we offend them in our physical looks and in our physical smell. We don't want to do that. And I'm sorry that I have to get to this level, but it is important to understand that this is something that has happened, and we don't want it to continue to happen. So make sure we take care of that situation. The way you look sends a message. All of us as chaplains, the way we look sends a message. If we look unprofessional and droopy and all wrinkled up, it basically sends a message that we're not professional. Even though we may be the most professional, we may be the best chaplain in what we do, share, and how we take care of people. Your first impression is huge. And sometimes that impression is going to get you in the door or not get you in the door. And we are working within this secular world, and we need to understand that those are things that are important to those that we serve. Don't focus on yourself is our second point. It's so easy to do, and we have to make sure that it's not about us. It's not about what I've done. It's not my resume that I get into a police officer's car for the first time and I'm sharing with them how I've done this or that, and I've been a pastor for this many years, and I've served all these different people, and I can do this and I can do that. And we talk to the chief of that agency and we tell them how all these things that we've done, and it may be innocent. We may be trying to share because we're thinking, hey, maybe that we want them to know that we have this experience. But a lot of times it's taken as arrogance. It's taken as someone that is just focused on themselves, and we don't need that around here. And so we have to understand that. And it's not about us, it's about them. It's about us serving them. And unless they ask, or there's a reason for me to have to share some things about myself, we need to stay as far away about talking about ourselves uh, than, and make sure we're talking about what's going on with them or what's going on the scene, things like that. How do we serve? Um, Things that you might say when you're talking about yourself will be like, "Hey, I understand how you feel." You don't always understand how people feel, and even if you do understand how they feel, you don't say that because it's taken as a point of arrogance, or it's an opportunity for somebody to look at you and say, "No, I don't think you understand," and then all of a sudden this contention. I have all the answers for you, or not necessarily even just saying that, but acting like you have all the answers is another point of arrogance. Remember, it's not about me. It's not about me, how wonderful I am because I understand you. It's not about me, how my experience is so great that I have the answers for you to this question. It's about serving them. It's about having empathy for them. It's about loving them. It's about being there in presence, okay, and quiet presence at times. It's better to do that than to focus too much on oneself. It is not about us. Just a simple point to remember. It's not about me. Sometimes you'll be on a call out and it's very emotional, and it may be at a place where you might have a kid, the age of the kid that's died in front of you. And if it starts to become about you, you're done. You're not able to minister to these people. And whatever the situation is, the focus should never be on the chaplain. The focus should be on the people being served. It's not about me. It's about what I can uh, be available to do, and that's done in a humility of presence. Think carefully before speaking. Our third point. Very important. Again, that we take that to heart. Proverbs 17:28 says, "Even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise, and he that shuts his lips is esteemed a man of understanding." Make sure that you're not there again to pontificate about everything that you know. You may think something's not going the right way. You may think the police are not doing things the way you think they should be done. Whatever the situation is, better to be quiet, hold your peace, not say anything, pray. You know, praying is great because you can pray without ever opening your mouth and without making a sound. And we should be praying on the inside without ceasing on the calls and the opportunities of ministry that we have and the times that we are at these events with first responders or in their agencies. We should be praying. And we're there, it's our presence that counts. It's not necessarily what we're saying. So Please, chaplains, take that to heart. When in doubt, keep quiet. Just real simple here. When in doubt, keep quiet. A fool utters all his mind, but a wise man keeps it in till afterwards. Proverbs 29:11. When in doubt, keep quiet. When in doubt, build up. You can keep quiet and you can also be building up. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Ephesians 4:29. The word edifying there is to build up. It's building. It's the Greek word for, in the sense of building a building. And so, what can I do to build this officer up? What can I do to build this community person up who just lost a loved one? What can I do? I'm called out to a scene and the officers are going uh, just crazy trying to deal with a family that their son is basically has drowned and no one's out there looking on a boat because it's so dark at night. You can't get anybody out there safely, but the family doesn't understand that. Now you have contention between law enforcement and between the family that's just lost a 7-year-old. What do you do? What do you do with the police officers instead of uh, you know tearing them down? To what do you do to build them up? How can you encourage them? How can you take care of the situation? Maybe just taking care of it, your presence would be encouragement. What do you say? Probably not much to say until the right moment. And really, the things that we say are things that I believe the Lord gives us at the right moment to share. So it's better to wait on the Lord, wait on the Holy Spirit to give you the words to share than to open your mouth and spill all kinds of stuff out because you're nervous. And that's all of us are at times. It's better just to say, okay, I'm nervous, but I'm going to trust God and I'm going to wait on Him to give me the words. Again, when in doubt, be quiet. Don't talk too much. When in doubt, build up, encourage. Those are the most important things. So thank you for your time, and hopefully this little study here is helpful as you continue in your ministry as a chaplain.